Hey everybody, Kenny Wisdom here, bringing you another Pokemon online tournament. Because it is Monday, we are playing a standard tournament, and this time we're going to play some Seismitoad Garbodor. So I'm sure that if you're a competitive player, you've seen a lot of this card. Seismitoad, Quaking Punch 30, your opponent can't play any items. Grenade Hammer 130, 2 to your own benched Pokemon. Weak to Grass, 3 Retreat. We're going to play a full 4 of these. And basically how the deck works is you have Seismitoad, like we just talked about, inherently powerful, locking your opponent out of items. You also have Garbodor. Its Garbotoxin ability shuts off all the other abilities in play. And then we have Jirachi, just the one of Jirachi, to do Stellar Guidance to find a supporter in a rough spot. So the reason that I want to experiment with Garbodor right now over any other Seismitoad build is because I've played a lot of the other Seismitoad builds recently for videos, and also I think there are a lot of relevant abilities you want to hit right now. Night March is all that's being hyped. You can turn off Mew EX. Shaman EX is in almost every deck. You can turn that off. Crobat and Golbat are played quite a bit, and you can turn that off. Opponents' Jirachis, like we talked about, our opponent's Shamans. I think there's a lot of interesting things you want to hit. Sigilyph's another big one. Sigilyph and Suicune are the Dawn fan decks that might pop up. And then even things like Tasting with Slurpuff. Like there's a bunch of different abilities right now that I think are kind of important to hit. And because we're playing with Garbodor, we need to play with tools. So you see we have 3 Floatstones, 3 Muscle Bands. And because of that, we have to make some concessions. I think my list is pretty standard. The biggest thing that I did, though, is I cut a lot of the non-card advantage supporters, so the supporters that don't draw you cards. So we have 1 Zero Sick, as you can see, and 2 Lysander, but we don't have the Team Flare Grunt that I think a lot of these decks are playing. We don't have an AZ that a lot of these decks are playing, and instead we have those Garbodor lines. We also have a full playset of each Crushing Hammer, Hypnotoxic Laser, and Super Scoop Up. I think that's where I want to start. I've tested a few games with this deck, haven't done a lot of work on it. Not sure if the Super Scoop Up is probably the main thing that can be cut down. I could easily see running 3 or 2 of those just because you're mainly picking up Seismitoad with them. And sometimes you're picking up Garbodor if you need to, or Jirachi to help with getting knocked out, but it doesn't have the same utility as in a deck that runs Shaman or something like that. So I could definitely see cutting a few of those. Additionally, we're running 2 Headringer that I'm not quite sure about. A lot of the format I think is going to be non-EX between Donphan, Night March, things like that, but I figured 2 isn't a whole lot of slots just to try something out. And then besides that, we have the basic Seismitoad stuff. We got 1 switch just for those sticky situations, Ultra Ball, Computer Search versus Seeker. Seems all pretty standard. And so yeah, we're going to take this guy for a spin in a standard tournament. Definitely let me know what deck you want to see next week. I have the cards to build basically anything, and with Nationals right around the corner, I figure you guys want to see some stuff that's a little bit different. Maybe you're trying to prepare for Nationals, want to see a wide array of decks, so please let me know what that is, and I'll see you in round 1.